Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's set of Academy games. I am Ripping Division III here with Alberto Crumsren Ifo, and we will be bringing you the final 3 Academy matches for this week ahead of Monday Night League. Are you ready?
I am so ready because we have some
11.
great teams here today.
I'm excited. Let's get a reminder of how the Academy teams are stacking up currently. As we see Dignitas still on the top side. We also have a bit of a soup here, but there's a lot of solids in our soup as the teams are towards the bottom. Are the teams we shouldn't expect to be there.
We got a lot of solids at the bottom, but the biggest surprise is that Dignitas did suffer that loss, so no longer they are separate. They have now joined the soup and joined everybody else in that loss column.
You need a good broth on the top. Now let's dive into today's matchups. We have, first up, Dignitas and Team Liquid loading onto the Rift. Then it will be Golden Guardians aiming to get the better of 100 Thieves with IMT versus C9, all before Monday Night League. That's Immortals and Cloud9. Getting into our first matchup now, let's see what Phoenix had to say about his success in his new role.
When I was playing mid, yeah, I know everyone kind of think I'm like not smart player, which is true, but which is not true. I actually think a lot of like how I play around mid side, but when I play ADC, even if I'm using like 10% to brain compared to when I was playing mid, I feel I just outsmart every ADC carry players. So it's kind of, I would say it's just easier compared to mid.
That's not the first time we've heard that, though.
No, we've heard it from Perks as well, from G2, but it's just funny that he says that he felt like the perception was that he was not the smartest mid laner, yet only 10% of that not the smartest mid laner is enough to outsmart every single AD carry.
I'm not going to lie, maybe your support's helping you out. You know, we do a great job down there right behind you, so give some love to the support. No, I'm kidding. Let's take a look at the starting rosters for Team Liquid Academy versus Dignitas Academy as we head on to the Rift. Selecting the blue side, it's going to be Team Liquid. Top lanes is Jankin, Surenfire in the jungle, Yusui in mid, Tactical at bot, Kao at support, and Coach Yos.
And facing them on the red side, it's Dignitas Academy. You've got Lorelo in the top lane, Acadian in jungle, Demonte on mid, Phoenix, who we just heard from in bot, support is Ole, and their coach, Simon.
And Dig, as we said before, still only at 1 loss, but TL still kind of climbing from the bottom of the standings. You can see some of the statistics there.
Yeah, and TL just got Surenfire back from the main roster,
been helping.
so he will have to readjust himself into this lineup. But every time we've seen a player from Academy go into the LCS main roster and return, they're typically a better player.
Yeah, this is going to be our featured matchup today. It is Acadian versus Surenfire, both gentlemen who have had time in the LCS and now on the Academy League. We'll see who can put up the better numbers here. As we said, Surenfire has been kind of on a tear as he's come back into the Academy scene, but Acadian, he's always been strong in that position today.
Oh, Acadian has been an absolute beast. Here we're going to take a look at what Surenfire was accomplishing, because the Rek'Sai is one of those picks that just allows you to get in the battle, really get things going into the early game, but against CLG was just enough.
The Karthus last week as well, so he's literally diversifying that champion pool, helping him out a little bit. Feeling good now on that Academy side. Looking at the mid lane on this as well for Yusui, we've always seen this guy come kind of having an end of the split burst where he has a great potential in the mid lane. He's showing impact plays, and then playoffs comes and he cannot make it happen. We've seen this on Echo Fox as well, where he had great stats in the mid lane. Everything he did was great, and then it seems to fall away. Hopefully he can hold on to that this year. I've been watching him every year, and it just seems to be the same deal.
We definitely want to see him perform in playoffs. I suspect that he would not have been picked up by Team Liquid Academy if they didn't know his shortcomings when it comes to these big games, and also if they didn't trust in themselves to be able to give Yusui the resources and the confidence necessary to deliver when it comes to putting up big performances.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit of a test. These guys know each other. Back in the day, Yusui replaced Demonte and Echo Fox Academy, so a little back and forth there.
Yeah, it's very personal, this matchup
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Look at that. He's already checking the guns. Can you bring them in here? Is that legal? It's just too big.
I just saw
Tanner time. You better
both
watch
of
out.
them crossing paths in the kitchen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they? It's a very narrow space, actually.
It is very narrow.
With egos that big.
I think the big thing was everybody was wearing AirPods, so it's like no one was even involved.
So that's like even like a status thing.
Yeah.
It's like, are you gonna make me take my AirPod out?
Just only one to say, how you doing?
I'll give you that courtesy. All right, we're going to head on to the river game. Number 1 here, it's Team Liquid versus Dignitas. And they are on the stage behind us, getting it down. This is the part I enjoy, allowing the players to get a bit of a time on the stage. We heard how much that meant to FLICKR yesterday from Evil Geniuses in their matchup. And it's definitely helping to build a bit of the character, the brand that these players have, and just like that safe feeling that they're in a spot where they can play well.
It really reinforces for the teams and players that this is what they want to do. You get to play on the big stage where all the LCS teams compete, and hell, sometimes you're even playing the same days, right? You get to see what their routines are like, and once you fall in love with that, it's really hard to not continue playing.
It's kind of like, am I at home again playing, man, really? So we have starting off red side. For TL, they're just going to give a red buff over here to Surenfire. There's going to be a red as well for Acadian, though, so we'll have maybe a trade on which side of the map they're on once we get the first ganks in.
And I want to see what Surenfire's route can be, because as a Predator jungler, you typically have a really obvious route for Gragas. It's red camp into base for the boots, and then you start ganking. But it looks like Acadian will take advantage of that route and look for a level 2. Here it is. Damonte needs 2.
Hard trade here. Flashes in for the knockup. Can they get the electrocute? It's not enough from Damonte. They wanted to get that in again from the rune. Another Masters, I should say. Almost there. Does get the flash, though, for Yasui, so he's going to be able to get himself into a pretty peculiar position to start things off.
He still has the heal, but I think it's a worthwhile trade for Dignitas, because now mid lane has a flash advantage for Damonte. Really big deal when playing against the heavy CC of Gragas and Zoe. And you know that Acadian is going to come back. He's been loving playing around Damonte. These are the first 2 players for this team. And when a Syndra is sitting with flash against a flashless target that has no cleanse, it's a sitting duck.
Bot lane, you can see Phoenix just throwing the minions into the turret there with piercing arrows. Tactical able to pick up a few, as it looks like the kill won't come through initially. They would have loved to see that on the side of Dignitas, but Yasui stays alive. He will return to lane with his ring, the Dark Seal.
No control wards out of him, though, so we'll be relying on Surenfire to keep tabs on whatever Acadian is doing, who is already looking for the second gank. No wards from Gangplank. Let's see what Lorelo is setting up here, because the pillar is out and the knockup is not connected.
Yeah, Acadian's just done buffs, then Gromp on the bot side, instantly back towards top, tries to walk in the flag and drag, but he's not going to be able to get it. One more shot, should be able to do it, and they're able to get the few autos in. First blood to Lorelo on the top side. Acadian will get that assist.
A little bit of a missed execution there from Acadian with the flag and drag, but you still get the kill, which is all that you wanted, because the wave is now crashing as well. This is the best case scenario for Dignitas, who's already come out swinging off of the back of 2 great ganks from Acadian.
So they go in, they actually don't get much of Lorlo's initiation there, but it also makes Jenkins feel like he can fight Lorelo. That's when Acadian comes in. They kind of baited him into a false sense of security there.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like, oh, he's just pretending to be aggressive here, or he missed. It's my time to engage. And it's also the time to sniff out Surenfire from this jungle. He does have flash, but Syndra is collapsing.
We'll get in front of him, body slam in front of the wall, and it's going to be a pause. He hit it so hard, and he just drank everybody into oblivion.
So that's a big time pause, because the players can't talk during this moment.
Right.
And he's about to die, so he needs to flash out of there, or else the Syndra will collapse and scatter the weak.
Well, it does seem good, because it seems like it's chaos, so it's happening on the bot side of the map. What we're seeing is junglers on top side who should be okay, but now you're looking at an instance where you're like, I have a second to think about this now.
Yeah.
How can I get out of this situation? But both players have that as just who's going to be quicker on the out.
That's a perfect record scratch.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe how I got here.
It was at this moment he knew.
Does he know? No, he doesn't know.
Oh, he's going to go down. Surenfire. Yeah. Ash was there, but he couldn't really make it over the wall without one of them following, most likely. And that's a for sure kill, too.
He actually thought that he could win that 1v1, which, yeah, sure. But what we were discussing was that it was not going to be a 1v1. There was mid-prio on Damonte, and that mid-prio was actually as a result of the first gank that Acadian had, because Yasui doesn't have flash, so he can't play up.
Oof. Hail of arrows, spam, piercing arrows. No mana there for Phoenix though, so this is just the autos. You can see Ole standing in front to make sure he's the first one to take a turret shot if anything goes crazy. They will back off. 39 to 32, a few minions there to pick up, so you can see there's about a wave discrepancy on that bot side so far. Phoenix using all 10%.
Yeah.
He wants to be using right now, I should say.
10% of the brain necessary to play AD, according to Phoenix. I mean, we better see an amazing performance out of him there, because if he doesn't, could we always just excuse him as not giving it his all?
Maybe that's what he's setting it up for. He could just be like, oh, that was a 5% game. Don't worry about it.
Just wait till I unlock the rest of my brain.
They are both going for partial Doran's builds, though, which is interesting.
It's good for
healthy
MF.
For fighting. Yeah.
I like it a lot on MF. I'm not a fan of it on Varus. I think you're better off just going for your item as quickly as possible, because you could have finished your Vampiric Scepter here as Phoenix and would have had some sustain. But it looks like they have spotted Tactical, and Cow will go down too.
Yeah, Cow stayed. If he went, it almost would have been better. But wait, here comes Surenfire from the side, and they're going to be able to keep each other alive for now. Tactical just flashes for safety, but he does go down as Phoenix follows. The heal comes in as well. A lot of Dignitas lost health on this one, and now it's going to be all up to Liquid to clean this fight up. Looks like they'll give it to Yusui as he comes around. The auto is just being prepped in from Surenfire. There's the 1-2 punch, and Yusui finds himself a kill after everything goes down.
Ooh, so now let's take assessment of what just happened, because a lot of people came down into the bottom lane, a lot of spells used, even Jenkins' ultimate. Ultimately, I think Dignitas likes what just happened, because Syndra got to crash in the wave top, Gangplank ultimate is used, and you traded 1-for-1 with the AD. So because you spent less and you didn't lose the wave, I say Dignitas is okay with this play.
That was a long roam, too. He had just pushed the wave in mid, so Yusui was thinking about this.
And that was a big minion wave. I think if there was less of those creeps, there is a chance that Dignitas would have walked away with even more.
The exhaust goes down as well. Why not? Get it out. Was able to pick that up. So Yusui now in lane 1-0, just a bit behind. As you said, that minion wave did get crashed in. So Monte's going to play it safe until he gets another gank from Acadian to make sure. Oh, I think he's playing it safe, but here comes a nice paddle star to take him down to half HP.
Yeah, that's really good. The Monte is out of corrupting potions, so not going to be looking to stay in lane. Instead, looking for potentially a roam, but it's Acadian going to the top lane. No wards again for Jenkins.
So just a regular engage, the 1-2 over. First Brittle's going to be knocked up. The barrel shot coming through isn't going to be enough to take him down or speed up Jenkins enough. He goes down once again. Nice hits from Acadian. Lorlo's ready for him each time. It's 2 for 2 on the top side against Jenkins.
He's crushing. Every gank has turned into some advantage for Dignitas. So Surenfire better do something on the map to keep up with what Acadian's doing, and it looks like it will be the Dragon. There's pressure on mid and bottom, so it's going to be traded for a Rift Herald.
It's not too bad. Acadian will take this top side. Looking at the CS, pretty even all around the map. All things considered, nothing that will really change a fight or get somebody an item too much faster than their opponent. But this bot side might get hit pretty hard. A few plates are going to go off as Team Liquid puts numbers bottom. We'll see if Rift Herald goes out immediately here.
Ooh, it could be that they're going to use it in the top lane again, because Acadian's not facing. Thinking that Jenkins could be a valuable target to repeat gank, as Gangplank ultimate is still not up. I like what Phoenix and Olay did there, backing off, respecting that Yusui and Surenfire were in the area, potentially looking for that 4-man dive. Not going to allow it.
They hold Rift. Maybe a few more plates to make it really worth the money once it happens. You still have enough time as well to pick up that next one if it's not around the 13-minute mark that it's going to be spawning. So don't have to worry about that.
I would always want to use that Rift on the mid lane. That
always on mid?
Almost always.
I feel like
wanna
mid's
use
the second break, isn't it? Or are you like just always mid?
I love using it mid so that I can get gold on my mid laner and have them continue to pressure the lane. So I'm not too worried about the side lanes and how that's going to dictate. I'm always thinking about, can I free up Damonte or Yusui in order to go to the side lanes and team up with the jungler, so you have even more people on the play. When they're rushing boots like Damonte does, you would hope that he'd be using that mobility to move around the map and not just try to burst down Yasui.
True, we did see a lot of aggression towards Yasui immediately. Flash was blown and then no return gank. The Cadian wasn't being lazy. He was in every other lane. But we did not see that pressure going back to Yasui right away. He had a kill bot lane so far, but we're 4-1 as Lorlo's been able to come up with those kills on Jenkins on the top side of the map. It's kind of been seen if Fire can chase the Cadian around to these instances. He's coming back out of base right now.
Here comes the move from Dignitas, grouping up with Damonte, but let me point your eyes and feast upon the stopwatches. 1, 2, 3, 4 stopwatches.
That's classy.
On Dignitas right now. They are ready to play make, and it can truly outplay what Yasui is trying to do or what Tactical, because these are not damage spells that are packing CC. You can just stopwatch in the middle of Misfortune Ultimate, stopwatch when you get Sticky Trouble bubbled, and put a dent in Team Liquid's plan.
Damonte just went back. He was very low on mana, so he's going to have to get himself resourced up. See Yasui's playing very safe, just hugging the backside under his turret. Does not want to be taken down as this next Drake is 2 minutes away. Does not want to get himself killed overall.
Very safe with the build too, going with the Merc Threads early right away.
Hit? No, just a bit of harass. Oh, it feels so good now that he's got the Sunfire Cape built up. Even the parlays aren't doing too much from Jenkins to Lorlo's Ornn. Everything's starting to go up towards Vision around mid, around this dragon now. We'll see if it comes up with anything. Just to scatter over towards Fire, and that's going to be an Abyssal Voyage over from Ole. He puts himself in a real sore spot, but it looks like Kyle may be able to bring up the rest of the team here to save Fire. Ole now may have to back out. They couldn't really follow what Ole was initiating on, and there almost wasn't an initiation there. We talked about the stopwatch plays, and the one they were able to use on TL seemed to have worked out, but then it weared off, and Fire goes down.
Team Dignitas just had more people there for the play. I'm going to count Gangplank as being there with his ultimate, but the big deal was that Tactical did not roam up. Misfortune's best tool is her strut, her ability to move so fast from one lane to the other. Doesn't use it, is stuck farming, and so it's Phoenix who gets to roam first, get the ultimate, and contribute to the fight.
See this one more time.
No,
you just not want to get in the belly? And Ole just said, I'm going in alone.
Yeah.
Oh, he just instantly went, yep.
I think Phoenix just wasn't looking at his Tahm Kench. But look at Tactical, right? All the way at the bottom lane, he's still out there farming. He's not roaming up. You have Misfortune bullet time. This would have been the perfect position to do it in, right? 4 people clumped up. You've got a control ward there to protect you. Let's see if that farm is worthwhile, because at least he did come up with a CS advantage, but if he's not converting CS leads into damage in a team fight, might as well have given the gold over to the Rift Herald.
Damonte probably feeling pretty good on the Syndra. All things considered, a 1-0-1 right now. Immortals last week was a 6-0-9 Syndra. So he's feeling pretty good on this pick once again. Has that 129 to 128 mid lane. So even on CS, Yasui's actually done a really good job, props to him, of roaming, finding that CS to get back into his favor. Dig pressure onto the Drake. We're gonna get a mountain, and then we will get what will change the rift. What are you guessing?
I'm Cloud.
Too late.
Dang it.
I respect the courtesy to not say what you saw, though.
I actually didn't see it.
Oh, fair enough.
The ocean does bring life.
So calming. I love it. Not too many super tanks in this game. On the left side for TL. Lorlo and Ole definitely going to be loving a lot of that. While Fire and Cow are going to be decently big. This Ocean Drake can help anybody. Mostly Dig, though. Damonte picking up blue. Feel good with that in mid. Only death on this team right now is Phoenix, when they were able to find him on that bot lane fight.
And he almost got away with that one. So this is the second time I think Damonte has been playing Syndra this week. Wait a minute.
Ooh, Damonte gets knocked back, found out. Team Liquid acting a little bit quicker than Dignitas can react right now, but from the top side of the map is going to be Phoenix and Ole. Gotta watch out for Cow. Another initiation for Fire coming in if he can get to it. It looks like they fizzle this one out as that Gangplank ultimate reigns over top of the fight.
And this was one fight where Tactical did roam up there. So the second that Acadian knew that Misfortune was there, he knew he had to get out. That roam caught Damonte off guard. Luckily for me, I did not praise him. That does not count as a caster curse, but I was about to.
Oh, everybody just wants to go a little bit too far now, and it looks like Dignitas could be in a pretty bad spot. TL regrouping once again. Acadian's low on this. FLICKR is going to be missed by the stopwatch. Cow still goes down. Nice hail of arrows coming in from Phoenix. And they're going to be able to get out of this one now. Ole down and Cow down. Supports fall in that fight along with Acadian.
Team Liquid has the gold lead now, and surprisingly, Dignitas is using so much of their damage on the tanks, ignoring the Zoe, looking for either Surenfire or Cow. You gotta take down the damage threats. If Zoe is alive, chances are you won't have that much longer to be alive yourself.
This is such a great spot for her to fight in, too. All of her bubbles are going to get extended range as soon as she passes it through terrain, so not a problem. And more stopwatch plays, like you said before. Everybody actually got one in their pocket, apparently, because now Cow uses one.
And this is Dig willingly hopping into a 2v3, knowing that Misfortune is on her way. I respect the bravery out of them to look for those fights, right? Taking those 20-80s, but sometimes the odds just are not in your favor.
Dig now, clearing up some vision. We have a teleport on Lorlo? No, but they are going to go towards the bot side of the map, so TP advantage towards Jenkins. Ornn does have a pretty long range ultimate. So you will see Gangplank there before with an ultimate and TP before we see the Ornn. Pushing in towards the Monte, dodges out on the cast. Luke gets sleepy, but he dodged that too, and he's pretty much just going to pay a bullet hell here in mid lane versus Team Liquid. Come out nice and clean.
That was really slick out of Damonte, dodging out of the cast. He was thinking about one-shotting Gragas. He should have one-shot Gragas. His ultimate was up as well.
Standing still for that amount of time, though,
right.
enough to kill you.
That's the little sand time above his head ticking. Is that what you call it? The
sand time?
Yeah, you know the things of sand that tell
Hourglass?
time? Yes, hourglass. That's what it is.
Got it.
I'm conditioned to think of it only as a Zanyas now.
Jenkins still doing work on the other side of the map. He has taken a few hits, and yeah, those kills did go to Lorlo. I don't think that's the worst person for it to go on at this point. It's going to be a little bit tankier of an Ornn. You're already going to get that result no matter what. He hasn't really gotten to the fights and capitalized on those 2 kills just yet. So seeing Jenkins put pressure on the bot side is good. Rift Herald used towards top now. You should be able to drop that one, maybe get a second use out of him if you can get a shot on the turret. There it is. Good demolish.
Nice. That's a good turret there for Dignitas. 40 seconds before the Dragon as well, so this should be enough time for them to start moving down and set up. And we already see Lorlo making his way down. Syndra is not here just yet, so Dignitas will look to take a fight within the next 15 seconds just to make sure they've got everybody in place.
TL is always fighting for their vision. Sui usually doesn't have enough time to set up bubbles that follow up. There's one. That's able to hold that paddle star quite a while.
That's a really big control ward that Team Liquid is protecting on the right-hand side. It's letting a lot of their poke be justified, and now they use that vision to control the mid lane, collapse into the Dragon, while simultaneously getting a top lane turret. So really well played out of Team Liquid, knowing that Dignitas did not have the people ready to fight and defend the vision, and they will lose the Dragon for that.
I was going to say there would be a bit of consideration for Yasui using his abilities here, but he gets the honey fruit. Also, Battlestar uses hardly any mana, so you're good to go there. You're basically out. 5 minutes till we get our next Drake spawn that could put a pause button here onto either team until they want to fight for that. They don't want to lose too much. A lot of summoner spells are up, so maybe we see those held off for now.
I expect to see a lot more out of Yasui, who has been so impressive this game from being the first gank. Jungler burning flash just to burn your own, and now you have a greater scoreline than your mid laner while simultaneously having pretty much equal farm. I mean, that's amazing. You should be down in this position, yet he still triumphs past it.
It is true. We were looking for Yusui to kind of pull up what he would do in previous seasons. Can he hold it, though? That's kind of the thing. It seems like he peaks a little early, and then it goes away, or you're not sure why it's currently happening, or if maybe it's the meta is fitting you, but he seems to be falling in once again for him. So hopefully he can keep it. Definitely been a player I've always had my eyes on here, especially once you get towards playoffs. TL are definitely going to need a few more wins if they want to be in that position again as well.
And they're going to need a few more items, too, because only at one item on Misfortune, not a lot of damage just yet. Jenkins will walk out of this gank.
Going on a voyage towards bot side as Ole and the rest of the team show up. Horn to clear the wave out. Very smartly played, as Lorlo knows he probably can't stand too close to Tactical as he just runs around all his crowd control.
This is going to be a good trade for Team Liquid because they have Gangplank ultimate to defend the wave, worst case scenario, and now Misfortune is freed up to rotate to the mid lane or go back to top. It looks like mid it is, but Dignitas might have something to say about this.
Tempting each other into the fight. Obviously nobody's going to take it. Yusui quickly clears the wave. So just a battle of back and forth. Like I said, pretty much that pause button until we get our next Drake. Nobody wants to use these high priority summoner spells or even use the ultimates out if they're not going to have them by the time that Drake is up. Ocean means quite a bit, and it's only 2 away for Soul from TL. And for TL to beat Dignitas would be such a boost in confidence. They just took a hit. Maybe this is the time that there's a bit of chaos and they're wondering why they lost, and that's when you can take them down. TL getting this win would be huge.
It would be amazing, and this is actually prime time for them to fight because Horn, while he's reaching the levels where he can start to upgrade, the itemization from the rest of the team is not there just yet, so it's not like the crazy scaling is coming through. They're even on items.
They did what they could. Unfortunately, it was only the Tom Kench they had to attack there. He is a pretty tanky guy, especially with great health. So even though the first person was the one they attacked, Ole gets out without using a single summoner spell. Core items coming up, Blade of the Rune King now. Recurve bow for Phoenix, so he can start dishing out a bit more damage. Tactical Essence Reaver, and we're seeing a few more core items across the map. Void and Ludens.
Love it.
For Yusui.
I think it makes perfect sense for Void Staff right now. You've got 4 members with some serious magic resistance. I mean, the top lane tanks, the Banshees on Damonte, and even the Merc Treads for Ole. This purchase is excellent right now.
Today's Monday.
Yeah, Monday Night League. Woo! What are you going to do after this? Because I think I'll tune in to watch.
I'm going to watch Monday Night League.
Watch some League games.
And then I'm going to watch some Bud Light League Lounge. Actually, I'm going to be in Bud Light League.
So you can watch it and do it at the same time.
Absolutely. Bud League Inception. That's what it's called.
Oh, no, Rib. We just saw a crime be committed.
Hit me.
Luden's Echo got upgraded out of the Syndra. Choosing not to wait for the death cap now. You're not getting as much value out of the Rabadons, of course, but it is also the case that if you truly feel like you need to win a fight right now and you don't want to give up a 3rd dragon and potentially be at soul point, you do this upgrade now to increase your chances. So I don't hate it altogether, but I better see Dignitas contest this dragon and prove to me that upgrading this had a reason behind it.
All right. Moving down towards the bot side, they're going to try to grab vision control first. Oh, they just want to bushwhack TL as they come through. Oh, they're just tempting the fight onto Yusui. He's going to have to flash out of this, but he still has a lot of mobility on the Zoe. And Acadian has to be careful to rebuttal on that. Top lane's being pushed by Tactical right now. So they actually have a 1-3-1 going against Dignitas. Lorlo has teleport, but is he going to come in? Tactical's fine with that wave getting hit in just the cannon, and he's going to start to come over now. They do lose one of the Ocean Drakes, and it seems like map pressure is something they're okay with losing that, but I don't think Tactical ever should have left that top turret.
Yeah, well, he now gets to get that second turret, but not much else. The vision that Team Liquid can acquire here won't lead to a Baron. This is not a Baron comp, but it's still enough for Dignitas to have to respect it and potentially an opportunity for Yusui to find a pick.
Looks like he actually only left the top turret to put that far sight in the bottom. So it looked weird on the minimap. Looked like he was actually going farther with intention, but just put a far sight ward down.
I think we actually, as a viewer, you might have felt like Team Liquid should have definitely fought that because Damonte was going up. You're like, oh, it's it would be a 4v4 best case scenario. You know, Damonte doesn't have TP. Team Liquid doesn't see that, right? They don't know that Syndra has roam top. She could still be at the Dragon. You have to assume both. And because of that, you're okay giving this up. It's only the first Ocean Dragon for Dignitas.
Still a lot of those stopwatches you pointed out earlier, Franz. One for Damonte, Phoenix, and Ole still yet to be used. And we've seen Ole take pretty much the front end hit of this fight and just walk away without having to use exhaust or flash in that mid lane. We just viewed it. There's a Zanya's on there for sure and fire, so they have that initiation, but it's tough to get anything else than that. Glacial Fissure is almost easy to see coming with the way they're playing the Vision game right now. It's hard to create any fog of war.
And it's hard to also find the best team fight to use a stopwatch because ideally when you're looking for setting up a play and hoping that the enemy makes a mistake on the trap you set, you're not going to need a stopwatch, but you're taking a fight that is already so advantageous that you end up feeling like you have to put yourself in harm's way just to get value out of it before you upgrade it.
The vision of both Phoenix and Ole on the side of Dignitas is Cow, Fire, and crew try to tempt a little bit of pressure in mid. They do have Damonte finally pushing the outer wave now by himself, but he doesn't have the vision yet on that side of the map to move up any farther than the tri-brush he's at. So Dignitas Damonte has to go now into the jungle with his team, and it gets a bit scarier. Jenkins freely pushing top, now meets Lorlo.
Yeah, this Gangplank is quietly accruing a lot of golden pressure for himself, about to hit level 16, which would make his ultimate just an amazing tool for team fighting here. You might not have that front line that Dignitas has, but when you're dealing true damage on a radius as large as Gangplank, kind of does the same job. They're slow, they're taking damage, and they can't move.
And I've always wondered how quick, I mean, I watch games all the time, but I always forget to check how fast the support backs when they have 0. And as soon as Ole had 0 there, team backs, that's the time they're prepping on. Instantly has 4 wards again to fight with. Because having wards to fight with is so important.
How many control wards did he have before he went back?
Not even control wards. He was out of just his passive. Yeah. So control wards as well, being able to use those in the fight, deny vision, but keep placing over walls, over edges, making sure there's no fog of war, what I call your shoulders to get engaged on.
Ooh, the shoulders of war.
Yeah. Kind of like it's always your position, right? Your left or your right side is usually what's not warded. Your left shoulder, the right shoulder.
Yeah.
Make sure they're warded. Jenkins setting up some barrels. Ooh, nice on the clear on the mid.
Right, that's a good triple.
You don't want to get stacked on those.
That is, I'd say, the maximum level of Gangplank proficiency that you can display.
Earth Gangplank, though, you can get even better.
Quadra? You can Quadra barrel? No.
Keep going.
Thought you only store 3.
I don't know if there's like is there a store factor?
I guess
it comes up so quick.
Maybe Earth would change that.
I know Rumble can cast an overheat.
Yeah. All right, I am looking forward for our Earth to be back because I got a lot of champions to try.
No tactical. Oh, that's UB. Oh. All game, 28 minutes and 7 seconds of being able to avoid that, and then not.
Yeah. Oh,
that feels bad.
And at this time,
he's been doing so good.
After Dignitas has completed control around Baron, luckily Zoe has pushed up, so they're not going to go for it. But the Varus is exactly the kind of pick you want to take down this objective. So I'm surprised that they're not going for more here, but I also respect the caution that you're walking through, because a Gangplank ultimate and a Gragas in the middle of a pit can just make things too messy for you to make a clear call.
A lot of patience between these two teams as we go back and forth. It seems like the fights get so scattered. They know they're scattered, and they're like, it's actually better to back off here. They haven't really been able to get solid engages coming in that allow you to go down a single lane, bring it to an inhibitor, take a Drake, and then more. It's only kind of that resulting fight, and then you're back at it level. Still a 3K gold lead now in favor of TL as we're going to get a third Ocean Drake in. This will put somebody on Soul Point. Looks like TL does want to fight for it.
Everybody's got pretty much every tool except Tactical's missing his flash.
Jenkins ultimated up. He can call for the cannon barrage to come through. They will not try to do it, and that is going to be another Ocean Drake over to Dignitas as Acadian smites it down with the help of his team. Tactical almost grabbing a few shots on Demonte, but the Banshee's bail makes it seem like less of a good choice. So
There's no
Tactical
one
backs off.
It's really only Yasui that can actually burn that Banshees out of Syndra because Gragas is not going to get in range of Demonte. And if he gets in range of burning Syndra's Banshees, Demonte can just turn on him and stun him. So it's a really smart purchase here, but it's not one that is maximizing the damage department. And when you have the Jarvan that is also building Knight's Vow, building the Stoneplate, and the support that's also so tank-oriented and not damage-focused, you really need to protect Phoenix and Demonte in these fights compared to the 4 giant threats that Team Liquid's comp is.
Slowly waiting to see where the initiation comes from. My eyes are on Lorlo. Obviously, Ole's putting himself into some peculiar positions. We'll see how Surenfire can get into these fights. Both teams are very, very tempered in getting that engage going so far.
It's a tricky moment because both teams are taking stock of everything that is available to them and to their opponent. You know, Gragas Flash can be used, the Gangplank ultimate, etc.
Yep.
But because everybody has everything, you're almost overwhelmed with the amount of information, and you're trying to make out what should we be doing with this if everybody has everything. And Dignitas just realizes we have control of the Baron side, and we have a Blade of the Ruined King Varus. We should be pressuring Baron, and we should be using Syndra to find some picks. That's what they're doing.
Absolutely. It should almost be them feeling much stronger due to the fact that Tactical's flash is down. Everybody on the team knows it. Demonte just killed him, so they're saying if we even get into a fight and we see Tactical, he's instantly dead. Much of their DPS is gone because Zoe's going to be right in your face. I think they have a fast way to do it. They're just, as I said, being careful. I like that. At 8-1, they kind of want to keep it 9-1.
Yeah, they're trusting in the Ornn value that will eventually come up.
That's always true.
But I think they're missing a window where Miss Fortune does not have armor penetration just yet, and you've got 2 stone plates that are completed. You've got the Knight's Vow on 2 champions as well, so there's an additional tankiness going to the carries. I think of taking a fight at this point while the gold may speak to Team Liquid is still in the favor of Dignitas just from pressing tab.
They're not even trading side of the map right now. You see Dignitas is a little bit happier to cross, spread some wards, clear it out, move to encroach their vision up, and Liquid saying our side of the map is this side of the river and maybe 10 feet more. They haven't really crossed too much. Coming out of base, we'll see how they start to move confidently as numbers. Jenkins is always on his island, as Pirates are. He's doing what he's actually huge right now.
Dude.
Oh my god.
I think he's going to go with the Infinity Edge build. I hope so. I just think it's funny.
It's a Phantom Dancer.
Aw. I mean, it's the better item.
You can hope. You can hope. Yeah, it will be because there's actually a lot of times where he can get focused down. If he lives for that last second, he might be able to kill somebody else on Dig.
The movement speed is also amazing, and the crit animation of just kind of slicing somebody is so satisfying.
Void Staff as well here for Surenfire.
So usually I rarely am looking at the vision score because I find that the discrepancies are not very large, but take a look at Jarvan's at 63, Surenfire 104. Pretty amazing stuff out of him considering how the early game went, how much of a presence Acadian was. He was still finding a way to influence the map.
I find that that happens as well when you have zombie wards and crap, and you're the one always to find them. I'm like, wait, let me get that. You have zombie, dude. Just give me some more vision.
Zombie wards are so amazing.
They're
it's
so
one of the
good.
best runes you can have for professional play.
I love it. I kind of wish there was a way to flex it for support tree, but you have to take random stuff besides that. You don't get biscuits or cooldown, because that would feel so good.
Actually, I think the one current edge of meta support you could run it with is support Rumble. Go Predator, and then you can get yours.
You could just go Pike in there too.
Oh yeah. Oh, would you go? Yeah. I guess your secondary.
You
rune.
could. Yeah, you could. It's interesting. Definitely is powerful though. You're always a man of vision is power.
Until they removed that power and what's given back to the game.
Ooh, this actually, I think, will result in a very big fight. One of the ones we've been looking for to really change the pace of the game. Everything's been 1 or 2 people going down, and then just the objective. But the objective has not rolled over into too much. Horn comes out. It's going to be blocked on one way, but that means Kao's shield is backwards, and everything is actually stopped, therefore, by the bullet time. Beautifully done to synergize those two as the shield had to be used backwards. Paddle stars forward, and again, nobody goes down just yet, as they're not able to get the kill, but that is an Ocean Drake in favor of TL. And it is going to be 3-3 in Drakes now, both on Soul Point.
Tactical had such a good ultimate there to zone everybody out. While Acadian thought he had Yusui, it was the Misfortune ultimate that prevented any follow-up. And the damage was actually so great that Dignitas could not respond with a Baron. Because ideally there, you get poked out. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll go pressure the Baron. But they were way too low. We're not able to do anything else. And just lose an objective flat out, and a few summoners too.
TL starts it right up. This is going to be tough. They don't have too much vision to show where Dignitas is going to be coming from, but Jenkins is trying to put pressure on the bot side of the map. He has about 3/4, I should say, of that ultimate brought back up on cooldown, so he may be able to have it now.
Yeah, it'll be there by the time the next fight happens.
Yep.
4 bounties. These bounties have been held by Team Liquid for so long. It's just the lack of fighting. Gangplank ultimate used to deter Dig, who, frankly, that was a bit of a desperation Baron Riv. There's no vision set up, right? No one pushed the wave. Nothing else had been going on. Just seeing if Team Liquid would respond.
Yeah, maybe teleport over, and then they would have a bit of pressure off of Jenkins. Jenkins doesn't bite, though. He knows the Team Liquid's ahead right now. And would they be able to give Dig their second loss? Schernfire has absolutely turned this team around. A great gobble up there, devoured by Ole onto Phoenix. Keeps him alive, and Ole also is going to be able to make it out alive again without using a summoner spell. Fast fingers there from the support. But Team Liquid is making big plays around the map now.
Yeah, they are. They now have control of Baron. Once they clear the control ward at the pit, Dignitas will feel a lot more pressured. And Riv, you brought up the point earlier that Ole needs to base when he's running out of wards. He doesn't have wards anymore. They're running out. They only have 2 controls ready to work. And as he goes to the bottom lane, a 3-on-1 will not catch Jenkins.
Ooh, this is great too. If you can get the guy to teleport, bring the fight to the teleport. They take down Jenkins, but now Jenkins can get back into the fight. You can see kind of the reaction on Demonte's face. We've got one thing down. Now we have to worry about the next thing. Teleporting out to the top side, and they're going to try to put everything into Ornn right away. Lorlo is huge. Look at that stone plate armor coming on now, and they can't even dent the Ornn. Bullet time's now going to come across, and TL thinking of how to reset the fight one more time. Great damage on Acadian. Demonte coming in from Yasui as he's delivering from the back line. Almost have Lorlo down. An incredible fight against the Juggernaut Ornn right now. And Acadian and Demonte are able to stay alive here too. Ole, the next tank coming in for Dignitas, tries his hand at the fight as a new challenger approaches. And it looks like, again, a fight will fizzle out with not too many going down and nothing big grabbed yet.
So Lorlo just 1v4'd the entire Team Liquid lineup
gross.
without even coming close to death, really. It took so much.
Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good to be at that point. He is level 18 right now. Top laners are 18. They're going to be the only ones in the game at that point. You have 17 on Demonte and 16 on Yus.
Yeah, it feels good. It's also tricky because should Tactical be buying armor penetration here? You're obviously dealing with 3 major beefy boys, but the Syndra and Varus still don't have an ounce of it. So do you prioritize this happening again, or are you hoping for a bullet time that catches the carries? It's a tough choice.
You know, I feel like the answer is don't buy it, because you can just go for Demonte, or you can just go for Varus, right? Go for Phoenix. They're going to die in 2 shots if you just buy that damage. But every fight, they're then still forced to fight the tank.
Yeah,
over, like, okay,
I would buy
I
it.
have to shoot him now.
I think it's time to buy it, because you're not going to win the
have
fight
a
off the
choice.
bullet time right away. Yeah, it's going to be the Executioners coming out first.
And he already has a Bramble Vest now. Oof. It's going to be cutting the health both ways. Demonte setting up orbs on the bottom side. He is getting ready for a huge ultimate. Tactical almost being the one to walk in. Can he get Jenkins first? It's going to be one hit and a scatter, but he doesn't have enough orbs to be used now. They fizzle out. And Demonte's setup goes to the wayside. A nice try by Dignitas as they try to put something into the works. 30 seconds onto the Dragon. Flashes are down on the side of Phoenix, and Ole up for Tactical and Cow. That bot lane can play safer. Crumbs, this is going to be a touch and go fight, and we still haven't seen them yet just go all out.
I think they're about to, because this is 15 seconds before the Ocean Dragon is spawning. Team Liquid making a beeline for it, and Dignitas with a split called, a defensive Baron, and Varus will solo. This is great for Dig.
The Baron fight when Ocean Soul is up. This is very interesting. They're trying to just get at each other to fight in some possible way. And this is the first render they're going to find. It's going to be actually Ocean Soul going over to Phoenix on the bot side. And TL's going to have to force it. It's a 5v4.
Oh
they're
my
going to lose
God.
Ocean Soul and lose control of that. Dignitas makes a play right under the nose of Team Liquid.
That fight might continue, though.
Acadian could have just botched that engage. They do have the soul to heal back up on this one, and they have the tanky members also to do so. Phoenix firing in from the right, but the cannon barrage separates a bit of the fight to start things out. A lot of wards placed down into this one, so Dig does have a bit of vision around that left cut of mid if they don't have minions there. Nice barrels coming in. Acadian's low. Shermfire and Jenkins on the bottom side of the map. Shermfire maybe trying to get back in. His ultimate's not even close to being up. This is one hell of a dance. Start the music.
There's so much to show and tell here, Rip. Everybody's in the mid lane. Check out what I have with this brand new Ocean Soul, which is exactly what's letting Dignitas stay in it. Last time we saw this happen, Acadian was not able to stay in. He would have to base every single time, and I have to fault Team Liquid's decision-making here. Like, you gave up Baron and Dragon with nothing to show for it.
And no vision on the Ocean Soul to know that you could have fought a 5v4. Everything was kind of going chaos. Bot turret goes down. The Winions are doing work. The Winions are going to grab an inhibitor.
What?
Wait a minute. No, Candy Minion switched. Oh, Candy Minion.
I think
you
enough.
would, bro. You would. All right, they're going to go for Baron up right now. Shermfire over the wall. It's going to be a 50-50. Shermfire is a higher level, but they're going to fight now. Wait, holy crap. Tactical's in the base. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Tactical's going to try to win the game, and he's going to be able to do it. There's no way Dignitas even friggin' gets back on this one. Tactical's on the turret. Dignitas suffers their second loss to Team Liquid.
What a crazy ending. They fumble the Baron and the Dragon, but their eyes were on the Nexus the entire time. Jenkins comes up huge at the end.
I love it. I feel like they just looked us straight in the eyes and said, oh, they had someone doing something while we were fighting? Hold my beer. And then you just see Tactical in the base alone when we get our first brawl at Baron. You have to be kidding me.
Wow.
What a play coming in from Team Liquid, and it was touch and go. There were times when Liquid gave up the entire lead they had because Dignitas found a way in. That's what makes Dignitas such a strong team. They will always find those moments. But TL was able to kind of tip their cap at those strong moments and say, we have one of our
You're
own.
never thinking that the Misfortune's going to TP to backdoor. She's always trying to get the bullet time, but a great heads-up call. And that was after they picked Gangplank. They were actually down a member for Team Liquid, yet they still got the backdoor win.
This is like one of those off-the-ball things where you have to remember who had the assist there. Jenkins was pushing that lane, right? Nobody remembers like the second or third pass. They remember the assist and the guy who made it. But that lane was there because Jenkins pushed it up, because he had set up, and they were able to play the map and kind of get Dignitas' attention away from that wave pushing.
He spent the entire time in the bot lane. He had gotten the second turret, the third, that big wave. So it's like a
big plays all around.
Ghost assist from Jenkins onto Tactical.
Absolutely. We see the draft here as well. A lot of that support stuff. Get it out of here. Anything that kind of controls the game from Dignitas. And really, Liquid was trying to hit the all around. They're saying strong picks here, initiation picks, things that can change the game. We want out for Dig.
Yeah, and oddly enough, it was the Zoe as a first pick. This is something that we don't usually see, but Yasui did really well on it.
Yasui did great, and we were looking for him to do that today. There is a highlight reel of this, and hopefully this carries out throughout week 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9 for him, because starting off on the early roam, this is one of those things where if you're mid lane, you say, oh, there's a fight bot. I don't think I can get there. But taking that chance to know this would go long, picked him up a kill.
You always feel amazing when you see the fight and you're like, I can make it, I can make it, I can help everybody out here. And Yasui finally walked down there.
Fire.
Yeah, good on him. I mean, if you're not giving this kill away as a mid laner, I am almost wanting to rage quit, because I just went down there to help you out, and you're not going to give me something to make up for the CS that I am missing.
That was the predicted paddle star for a few steps, especially a slow coming in from Barrels and Gragas and bouncing around again. Yasui here from the mid lane. I think it's great when Yasui is on something that can follow up on whatever has happened.
And can also make his own plays. Like, I think Zoe actually fits exactly the MO that he's trying to accomplish with this team. Give me enough agency and safety while being able to contribute with the engage and playmaking for my team.
Absolutely, and let's take one last look at this final fight, because what a fight. So he had already teleported, and they're trying to get away immediately. Farsight orb goes down, the alteration ward, and then they keep fighting.
I think it's honestly, I don't see how Dignitas can spread out and avoid
what a big
getting
play.
this back stopped. Like, it was just a great call out of them, and clearly Dignitas did not anticipate that Miss Fortune had this in her playbook.
I love it because it's never a fight they win. They're like, all we need to do is use all of our health and die, and tactical wins.
Look at that gold.
Tactical inting at its best. That's beautiful.
No one expected anything except he gets the dagger into the Nexus at the end.
What a breakdown. What a game. We can see we kind of had that mid lane matchup coming in. 26.9 to 10.3k damage. They were able to just shut down Demonte in that mid lane. And that was on, like we said, the Cinder pick he had for Immortals, 609. So he was feeling good. Yasui said, no, you're going to be sleeping.
So glad we hyped him up at the start of the game, because those numbers were insane. Syndra should have been in that position. She got the first gank. She was roaming, but it was not enough to get the win.
Yep. So we're stepping away, but when we return, Golden Guardians Academy and 100 Thieves Academy. Square off. You want to miss it.